Hey there. Welcome, civilians. You've arrived at the home of civilized and thought-provoking commentary. Get ready for elevation, growth, and experience. I am the civilized woman.
Welcome back, civilians. Listen, y'all, I hope y'all are doing well. We're going to do something a little different. I came across a video that my husband is my best friend channel put up. I follow them. I actually like the stuff that they've posted, positive things about relationships and specifically marriage. And they posted a live that Apryl Jones did that I want us to go over. The title of today's video is Beautiful Women and Poor Vagina Management, featuring Apryl Jones. I'll say it again, y'all. Beautiful Women and Poor Vagina Management, featuring Apryl Jones. Now, if you're not familiar with Apryl, she is the mother of R&B singer Omarion's two children. They have a son and a daughter, and their children are very beautiful. So without further ado, listen to the clip, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
They I can't even. When I hear it out loud, it just sounds...
They want to be catered to. They give you bare minimum. They don't want to spend money. Men will come with the bill will come to the table, and the men don't grab the bill. Women are grabbing the bill first. The women are grabbing the bill first, and we are paying for the bill.
Somebody said, how about he come to you? But that wouldn't even...
That's fine. Come to me. But don't ask, don't say you're not going to fly me, but come to New York. Okay, you're going to send for me?
Yeah, because he could have easily just been like, I want to see you. I will come to you.
What is happening with the men? I'm sorry. I think that I just am really actually old school in the sense that look, I do believe as women we are working these days. There's not a lot of at-home mothers and whatever, cool. But at the same time, my G, come with it or go home. What are we doing? What value are you adding into the life of a woman who is supposed to be catering to the home? You want the woman to cater to the house and make sure that she builds a home for you and to make it comfortable and to cook and to do all this. I believe in that. But at what point, if men ain't even flying, you are courting you, bruh. You want me to cook? You want me to clean?
Right.
You want all these things.
Still.
What?
Expecting those things.
No. What's going on?
But then adding on. So it's adding on.
There are men who is becoming more like this, or then also think that women are just so fed up and sick of it because there's not a lot of men these days. This is the thing. Someone said social media is a part of the problem. Well, this is the thing. If we keep using that as an excuse, I just feel like you're a part of the problem too. Because at the end of the day, okay, so what? Now life is that social media is here. Mm-hmm. How are we going to treat the people that we say we love and that we care about? Are we going to show up for them? Are we going to be good partners? My whole thing is if you ain't ready to be in a situation with somebody, just don't be in one. Don't waste people's time.
Okay. A test. It had to be a test.
Oh, no.
I hope.
How you say, let me see you, and then you say...
I don't normally.
You think I'm going to fly to you? You're going to get my time. You're probably walking in this with expectations. Mm-hmm. And then I also think that these men date with the idea of you. They don't date with the intention of really wanting you. Mm-hmm. They date with the idea of you.
Yeah.
And it's please, men, stop wasting women's time. It's very easy as adults that you could just kind of communicate what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for. People do be wearing masks. And time is a tattletale. Time is a tattletale. Time will give it up, and people will be exposed in an instant.
Facts.
I'm a firm believer in that. You think playing house too fast be a factor? I think so, yeah.
Definitely.
I don't think that you should play house until a man It's serious. Like I don't like. Yeah. But yeah, so I think that is an issue. I think that women, we get caught up in these relationships and you love on this person.
All right, y'all, I'm back. Now, the actual video is over 11 minutes long. I really was not going to try use the whole thing. There was just a few points that I wanted y'all to hear because I wanted y'all to get a gist of what her and her friends discussion was about. Like you heard, there was two voices. There was April's voice and then another young lady who was a friend of hers, and they were having this discussion. Before I got into my commentary, I needed you to get the spirit of what she was talking about. So when you are listening to the video, April, you can tell that she's speaking about it generally in like general terms, but it's actually an actual experience that she went through, and she's like expressing her frustration about a guy wanting her to go out to him instead of him coming to her or flying her out, and or she's going to dinner and she's having to pick up the check, and men saying one thing and then their actions and their words not matching up. And the part that I did not include in the video, one of the parts I didn't include was that she's not bump the your words. She's not paying attention to words. It's just action. April actually used a couple of buzzwords in here that I thought would be buzzwords, like traditional type of words about courting and being a traditional, doing like the cooking and the cleaning, all that stuff, like that traditional kind of role. So it's clear you can hear her frustration with her dating experience, and she's desiring something more and just doesn't seem to be finding it, and men kind of fall in love with the idea of her and not really who she, like the real genuine her. Again, she was speaking in general terms, but in my opinion, you can tell that this was like from particular experience or experiences she has had in her dating life. Now, I titled this Beautiful Women and Poor Vagina Management for a reason. We seem to be in a season where these women who by societal standards would be considered very beautiful, and not consider, Apryl Jones is a very beautiful woman, no question about it. She has the phenotype that I think a lot of people, we would say stereotypically, would be interested in, men would be interested in: the exotic look, the biracial, multicultural. She's fit, and you can see that she absolutely takes care of her body. Just beautiful. And I remember her when her and Omarion were on Love and Marriage Hip Hop Hollywood, and I don't even think they had even had any of the children at that time. I think she got pregnant with their son on the show, and I remember that his mama didn't see it for her. His mother did not like her at all. She barely tolerated her, and I think that was just for her son's sake. And then April's mother like made an appearance on there, and they her relationship with her parents seemed kind of bumpy, but based on just me doing a cursory glance of her Instagram, it looks like it has gotten better. So now here we are, even looking at, she's one from just being the mother of Omarion's children to being an individual in her own right. She actually is talented. She actually can sing, and I think that's kind of how her and Omarion kind of bumped into each other, probably traveling in like singing circles, and she kind of put that on the back burner when she got into the relationship with Omarion. And then now she's doing acting too, like stuff on BET. She's doing, I think, and even stage plays. So she's definitely doing her thing, and kind of seemed to be really trying to revamp herself or just elevate herself, which I just think is dope. I think is great whenever women just look to elevate themselves at every stage of their life, no matter what they have gone through. That being said, I think unfortunately the reason why April is encountering where there are men who sounds like she's looking for a traditional, what would be a provider, somebody who takes care of you in all ways, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, in all the ways, and she's not encountering that. So, and I think the unfortunate reason why that she's not is her past, her history. I've said this a couple of times before on this channel, and I can guarantee you, y'all gonna continue to hear what I'm getting ready to say from me for as long as I have this channel. We as women do not have the luxury of moving the way men do. It does not bode well for us. Fair or not has nothing to do with it. We're talking about the reality of of what life is, right? And the reason why her past is gonna be, in my opinion, is contributing to the experiences that she's experiencing now is because not just maybe like a couple of years ago, she her whole dating history was very problematic, to say the least. And so I'm going to actually start from the beginning. I don't want to go out of order when it comes to her love life as we have seen it on the screen. So she came to we came to a knowledge of her on the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood show. She was with her then boyfriend Omarion. They have 2 children together. Whatever happened didn't happen. It didn't work out. Then all of a sudden, she was kind of like all over the place, where we would see her just with different types of people. There were even, I think she's even confirmed that she's slept with the game. And then the ultimate, though, I think what really probably has left a poor taste in a lot of men's mouth is what she did with Little Fizz. Little Fizz was not just some dude off the street. Little Fizz is part member of the boy group. Child, why is their name? Why they're escaping me? Him and Omarion are in this boy group together, B2K. And so they were members of the same. So she started messing with his band member, and I believe she was even friends with Moniece, who is Little Fizz's son's mother. So that just was incredibly messy. No matter what her reasoning was for messing with Fizz, that just left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So that eventually fizzled out with all the drama that ensued with that. We then saw her next with Dr. Dre. He was going through a divorce. Like, he's an older man. She's a beautiful younger woman. I think we were clear that there wasn't nothing serious coming from that, right? Then the last public relationship that we knew about was Taye Diggs, the actor Taye Diggs, who in and of himself, he has his own issues that with his identity and not being seen as black enough. And I remember being younger, and everybody used to crush on Taye Diggs so heavy. And then as we got older, you kind of got wiser about him, and it's just kind of like he, to me, has lost a lot of his cachet. I will put it that way. So all of a sudden, she pops up with Taye Diggs. They're together. They, at one point, get engaged, and then she's trying to, we don't know exactly what happened, but she's trying to save face. And then she's on live with her son, and her son kind of spills the beans about basically why you pretending like you and dude still together and y'all are not. And that's how we found out that her and Taye Diggs are not together anymore. I think that engagement, that relationship with Taye Diggs would appear to have given her some level of legitimacy. I think probably she may have felt like that because even though Taye Diggs is not like a lister per se, he has a level of cachet in Hollywood that would lend itself to giving a woman a little bit more credibility in certain circles. And I think they even did a movie together. I don't remember the name, don't know if it was on Netflix or what it was on. So that's the last public relationship that we know about. We don't know why they broke up. We don't know if she initiated it or if he did. I kind of get the feeling that he initiated it, but we don't know. I'm running through her history for a reason. Not to mention, she has had some public lives where, quite frankly, she was a little vulgar, and I know she was probably upset and frustrated, maybe of how people were viewing her, and especially with this phase that everybody went through. This phase that Omarion was so unbothered, and he was the victim, and she was the villain, and she may have felt a way, but just as short as a couple of years ago, her public persona was probably not the best. I'm not saying she was the worst. I'm not saying that she was whatever. What I'm saying is that the perception that she had just up to as short as recent as a couple of years ago does not lend itself to the type of man that it sounds like she wants. Men, in my opinion, typically don't want to have a woman on their arm that when they take her somewhere, that it there's going to be whispers. There could be multiple men in that room who have probably had some kind of intimate interaction with that woman. So I don't care how they may approach you. They may want to spend time with you. They may obviously want to experience you physically, but for them, you have been put in a box, and it's very, very difficult once men put you in a certain box. For you, in my observation, for you to be able to get out of it. Men are not like us. They're very good at you know, compartmentalizing what it is. They can see you. They may have the fullest intent. They may get to a place in their life where they're like, I want to be able to, have get married, have kids, the whole gambit. But if they see you and they think you're attractive enough and you present yourself a certain way, not that you're not going to be that person, but they will have their way with you and they'll just keep moving on to the next. That's the same reason why you can have a man be with somebody for 10 years and he doesn't even mention marriage, and then 7 months later, the next chick he's just met, he's married her. So it is incumbent upon us as women to make sure that we are carrying ourselves in a way and that we're guarding ourselves in a way that we can get the best that we deserve. So let me explain to y'all what I mean when I say poor vagina management. To me, that is guarding your virtue, not being so giving with your body and your physicality. I know we live in a world where it's like you should be able to do what men do and you shouldn't be worried about it, and men shouldn't look at you as this, that, or the other thing. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not very realistic, especially if you're wanting a particular type of man, the type of man that Apryl seems to be wanting based on this recording, this live that she did. Her past does not help with being able to get that kind of man to take her seriously and want to go the whole distance with her. It just doesn't. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it definitely sets her at a disadvantage. So it's very, very important, not that she needs to be tied to her past, but that she is working overtime to make sure that she's working overtime to make sure that she is aware of that and that she's carrying herself in a way moving forward that past doesn't come back into the present, right? Because she's too beautiful. Like in an ideal society, Apryl Jones should have some kind of fat rock on her finger. She should be a woman of leisure. She should have a man that is taking care of her if that's what she wants. She should be just to enjoy, just live her best life and not be on the internet having this type of conversation. Right? If you look at a woman like that and she's having this kind of conversation, you're just like, something is not quite right there. You're beautiful, you're fit, you're in shape, you obviously know you're well spoken, you know how to hold a conversation. Why would you need why would this be an issue that you're encountering? And I honestly think that is why she is having the issues that she is having with the men that she's dealing with, or is approaching her. She sounds like she wants a traditional man, which then is going to require that she address her past full on and understands how that is a hindrance to her getting the type of man that she wants to have. I think because we're in the society that we're in, especially some of us other women, we're not honest enough to have this type of conversation with each other. We will woo woo you and woo woo each other and try to be like, well, girl, that don't matter. That's not true. That matters very much so. So you need to be able to be realistic with that and figure out, okay, I know this is the kind of man I want, but I'm getting these type of men. Figure out what's going on with the gap between what you want and what's approaching you, and then work to close that gap so you can get who you really want and who you really deserve. Like, her body is great. She obviously works on that. I can tell that she's trying to work on her inside as well, but I feel like it's going to take a little bit more for the inside to catch up to the outside, especially with what she has portrayed in the past. So I truly believe, in my opinion, that is the hindrance that she is experiencing with being able to get the type of man that she wants. And unfortunately, the poor vagina management in the past is coming back to haunt her present, and prayerfully she is doing the work to make sure that it does not continue in the future. Y'all, I'm not judging her. I'm being very realistic. I think that we can use Apryl as a case study to examine ourselves. And it don't even have to be sexually. It could be like, okay, I want a man who's fit, who's this or that. And if you're not fit, then you need to work to being fit. Like, I'll speak for myself. I'm not in the best shape of my life right now. I'm trying to figure out my hormones are going crazy, and that's contributed to some weight gain. So I'm working through how to balance that out in full transparency. So when I say that, I'm speaking to myself as well. We all have things that can keep us from living the best life that we want to live, that we deserve to live. And it requires recognition on our part. It requires transparency on our parts, being real with ourselves, before we try to go out there and just kind of act like, well, I'm dope, I'm fine just the way I am, and there should be no reason that somebody can't accept me for how I am. I'm not saying that cannot happen. I'm just saying that at every turn, we need to do our best to put ourselves in the optimal position to get the very best out of life, not only that we want, but that we deserve. So, that being said, I'm going to end this commentary here for now. I really want to hear y'all thoughts. There's some of y'all don't have no issues telling me if you don't like something or if you don't agree with my commentary or whatever it is, and I truly appreciate every engagement I get, whether it is negative, which is far and few between, or positive, or in the middle. So it doesn't matter. So I want to hear what y'all thoughts is. I want to hear what your definition of poor vagina management be. So let's get down in the comments. Until next time.
Please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.